Wilhelm, and I am an occupational therapist at the Wood County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and I am here to do a presentation with you about assistive technology for fall prevention. I do want you to know that I did this presentation in January of 2026, and this has not been updated since then. So if there are any new technologies that have come out for fall prevention, they will not be included in this presentation. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. Okay, so like I said again, I'm from the Wood County Board of Developmental Disabilities in the Occupational Therapy Department. So some objectives I have for you with this presentation is that you will name at least 2 reasons that fall prevention strategies are important and name at least three assistive technology solutions that could help prevent falls and name at least two strategies that you could implement after listening to this presentation to reduce the risk of fall. So why is it important to go over fall prevention? Falls can cause broken bones, such as your wrist, your ankle, your hip fractures. They can also result in head injuries. Many people fall, even if they are not injured, they often become afraid of falling. You may see this sometime for someone who needs assistance with transfers. They're afraid to transfer again with the fear of falling. And it's actually one of the most common injuries for home healthcare workers are sprains, strains, and other musculoskeletal injuries that resulted in lifting or moving individuals. And also, if we think about it, falls cost a lot of money to the Medicaid system every year. Things we can do to help prevent falls are talk to your doctor, do strength and balance exercises, make sure that your eyes are checked out, and make your house safer, which is what I'm going to focus on. Starting off, there is this quote from Catherine Snow, who says, to be successful at home, school, work, or in other environments, to achieve our hopes and dreams, and to simply grit through each day, everyone needs assistive technology, accommodations, and supports. So if you think about it, we use technology on a regular basis. It's a way to help us get through each day, but there are some technology that can be helpful to reducing risk of falls or other injuries. So looking at assistive technology is any item, piece of equipment, or product system that can help you increase or maintain your independence, skills, and involvement in the community. So things that make your life a little simple and easier to be independent and safe and engaged in your community. If you look at all Ohio Departments of Developmental Disabilities, Medicaid waivers can be used to purchase assistive technology. So some general tips for reducing falls: eliminate clutter. This cartoon here is a great illustration of lots of fall risk. So reducing that clutter, ensure there's enough lighting, that there's seating available as needed, wearing socks or slip resistant socks or shoes, keep hands free, be mindful of pets, and then having something such as a smart speaker or watch or a cell phone in hand that you could utilize to call assistance or 911. Here are a few quick examples. So this uplift seat assist, if you see this black little cushion underneath the seat, this is a spring cushion that is weight calibrated. And so when a person sits down and they try to stand back up again, the spring will slowly guide them up. So when I say it's weight calibrated, it adjusts to whatever your weight is, so it's not going to move you too fast or too slow. There are also things such as smart plugs and smart lighting, that you could do with a smart hub such as Google or an Alexa. So having that smart plug available where I can just turn on the light while I'm still in bed or while I'm sitting on the couch is a great way to help reduce some of those risks of falling, or even motion sensor lights are another great option. Looking at the kitchen, general strategies you want to do or look at storage. So do we need a height adjustable table or a pull down shelf? Making sure we have ways to clean up messes quickly or prevent spills, such as using cups with a lid on them. Have options to sit for rest breaks or while doing tasks such as like meal prep where you don't have to stand as long. and making that meal prep easier. Maybe we do something like adaptive cutting board or a food chopper or food processor that takes away some of the unnecessary work that someone may have to do. So here's just a quick general idea of things in the kitchen. So cups that have a lid, cup with straws, cup with handles, um, cups that aren't going to be too hot when they are carrying them. There's also things such as this kettle tipper or a drink dispenser. That is something you could put, a drink dispenser you put right on top of, let's say, like a gallon of milk. And you never have to move that gallon of milk. You can just push the little tab on the drink dispenser, and with the pump, it'll dispense the drink right into your cup. And so you don't have to worry about lifting and carrying and trying to tilt that big old gallon of milk. A food processor, like I said, could be great to reduce the amount of work that you have to do to process your food. I, for one, take forever to cut up my food, and having a food processor would make it much easier for me. Pull down shelves are really handy for someone who is a wheelchair user or someone who has a hard time reaching the top shelves. On this bottom left corner, if you see there's like a rod that goes across the shelf with the black handle in the middle, you just simply pull that handle down and the shelf will come right out of the cabinet down to an easy to reach height, and you can help retract, push it back up to retract back into the cabinet. Helping clean up spills, there is a robot vacuums. They even have the robot vacuum and mop combo for someone who has a hard time cleaning. We can see that having something on the floor is not safe. If we were to slip on that popcorn and fall, or if we have liquid on the ground. So having something that can help clean it up. And this might even just be a typical broom, but a long hand dustpan or a Swiffer. So you don't have to go quite as advanced as a robot vacuum if that's not within financial means. There are other accommodations too that you can use to help make sure that you're keeping the floors clean. And another example for the kitchen that I love, this bottom picture here that looks almost like a polar bear. This is actually an ice cube maker. So you take the lid off that, fill it with water up to a certain line, put the cap back on, and put it in the freezer. So that helps eliminate potentially spilling water all over the floor when you're carrying the ice cube tray to the freezer, which is usually seems to be prone to happen. All right, moving on to the bathroom. In the bathroom, we can get things such as grab bars, look at different shower seats, which I'll show you here in a second, toilet seating, whether that be, again, grab bars built into the wall. There are toilet seats that you could fasten in the back of the toilet. Toilet seats that have like a frame that goes over it, a raised toilet seat, all sorts of options there. Dispensers to eliminate falling bottles. So a product dispenser where you can just put maybe your shampoo in one container and then the body wash, conditioner, and it simply just push a button. These are common at like hotels. You may have seen those. It eliminates having to have all these extra bottles in your shower that you could potentially drop. Having something such as a long-handled sponge or a loofah can help you to reach those hard to reach places where you have to bend over or you're stretching kind of funny and you may lose your balance by doing that. Eliminate floor clutter. So maybe we need to have designated places for our towels to hang or for our dirty clothes to go to, just to reduce the risk of tripping over those items. There are handheld shower hose, which are great for somebody to clean all areas of their body, especially if they're using a shower chair. They can wash their hair much quicker, wash their feet a little bit easier. Making sure that we're using the appropriate water temperature. So they have shower heads that have an LED light that is sensitive to the temperature. So a green light will turn on to show you that the water is just right. Blue is the water is cold. Red is that the water is hot. Excuse me. They also have shower heads that even have the temperature readout right on them, if that is easier for somebody. There are fall pendants you can get in the shower for the bathroom, nod slip rugs for inside the shower, or if you would like something outside of the shower, motion sensors for staff or caregiver monitoring. That way we can still let the individual have privacy in the bathroom. We don't want to have cameras or maybe necessarily have to provide that visual support. So having motion sensors that could let us know if they're in the bathroom, if they're not. And they're actually coming out with really neat like thermodynamic sensors that can also give you an indication of like a thermal image of like a person if they're standing or if someone were to have fallen and now they're on the ground. And then night lights would be another great option. So having smart plugs, a night light just stays on, motion activated, so when the motion's detected, automatically turn on. So with shower chairs, it's not one size fits all, which is great because we all have different needs. So on here, there are different options such as a shower chair with a back and armrest. The next one is just a shower bench. The third one here is a rolling shower chair that also has the armrest and the back support. And then the fourth picture here, this is a tub transfer bench. Two legs are inside the tub and two legs are on the outside. So this lady, she sits on the edge of the, she sits on the edge of this tub seat and then she can just swivel and slide over and lift her legs up and over the rim of the tub without having to step in. There are other kinds of shower chairs as well that can that are rolling. You can tilt them back. There's all kinds of different accommodations that you can make and some of the more advanced shower chairs. And then here's some just other bathroom tools that could be helpful. There is this clamp on grab bar. So for someone who does not have access to install a grab bar through like studs that would be secure, you can put this on the tub and it's a tension based, so you can tighten it as tight as it needs to be secure. I am more prone to using these versus the suction cup because the suction cup you never know guaranteed if they're going to stay. Here's a rolling hamper. You can collect your dirty clothes and then roll it right to the laundry room if you need to. Next picture are those toilet rails I was talking about that can attach right to the back of the toilet seat. It's very easy. It goes right in the same holes as the toilet seat itself under the frame of the toilet. This is a LED temperature sensor shower head. This light is blue, so I'm assuming this water is colder. Long-handled sponge. And then this is one of those product dispensers, that last picture on the bottom. Again, body soap can be in one, shampoo can be in another, conditioner, etc. So you have less bottles that you have to have in your bathroom. You can mount this to the wall. I will say though, if you mount something like this, it usually comes with an adhesive glue. So if you do not own your house, please make sure you get permission before you install it. All right, in the bedroom, options such as having a seated rest break. There are dressing aids such as a sock aid, a long-handled shoehorn, a reacher, or like one of those grabber things, elastic shoelaces, button hook, different things you can do to get dressed. There's also adaptive clothing that if someone has a hard time getting their clothes on or managing like their buttons and their pants while standing up, we could do something like just elastic pants or Velcro clothes or magnetic closures. Um, Having that lighting, so again, maybe using a smart light bulb that you can control with an app or with an Alexa or a Google or a motion sensor light. Working on bed mobility or supports to help get in and out of the bed safer. There might be some fall detection options that work well for you. Something such as the VAR system, that is a detection that goes on the ceiling. They are now also working on fall detection that are in ceiling lights that would give some information. There are fall pendants that somebody could also wear or fall watches. A variety of options for fall detections. And then making sure that you take your medication as prescribed. So for medication, there are several options such as just a pill caddy, bubble packs, a MedQ, which is a pill caddy with a battery power that you can put alarms set to that. And then whatever caddy is due at that time, it will alarm and flash a light around that caddy. There's also a Live Fine med dispenser or the Dose Flip medication dispensers. So a variety of options to assist with medication management and independence. Now, if you're going out in the community, things to consider in general is looking at the weather, and you could maybe use like an Alexa or Google to ask what the weather is, or like a weather app. Staying hydrated Even that can be helpful with assistive technology, such as setting reminders to take your water bottle, take a drink. There are water bottles that have just the measurements of like where you're supposed to be in the time of the day, or it counts how much you're drinking. Someone who maybe have limited upper extremity mobility and cannot drink out of a water bottle themselves and dependent on others, there is something called the giraffe bottle, which is a water bottle with an adjustable straw that you can hook maybe like on their wheelchair or somewhere, and you can adjust this long straw right up to them so they can keep themselves hydrated. Um, Sorry, the slides keep going. Um, there is the handy bar for card transfers. So this gentleman right here is using the handy bar. It's that red tool right there that he's attaching into the frame of the car. It hooks right in there. You can just use it as a lever when you're getting in and out of the car, and then you just slide it right out of that little hook, and you can store it maybe in your door or your glove box or in a purse, so it can travel quick and easy with you. These are nice because they also have a seatbelt cutter in them, and then the hook that goes into the frame of the car can also be a window breaker if you need it to be. Making sure that if we are going out and about, you want to use appropriate mobility aids for longer distances. So there may be someone who could benefit from a wheelchair or a walker or a rollator if they're going long distances. In the community, look for things such as ramps or railings, the low-rise steps, instead of having to step up on big curbs, and also be mindful of uneven surfaces or slippery or wet surfaces. So for caregivers, we also encourage that they have proper footwear on. They're lifting appropriately with their legs, not from their back, keeping things that they're lifting nice and close to them, the individual or products, having good body mechanics, creating incident reports as needed. And we also encourage the incident reports that we can help follow up and make sure that we are keeping everyone as safe as possible to reduce the risk of falls occurring again. Encourage exercise or healthy lifestyle, and then we also offer trainings as needed. And we wanted to share a fun success story with you. So this is one of our individuals who gave us permission to share her story. Legina uses a fall detection watch. She previously had a pendant, but she prefers the watch. Excuse me. She shares that the watch is waterproof, so she keeps it on at all times. She says, I feel more safe when I'm wearing it. She enjoys doing crafts like her diamond painting, hanging out with her friends out on the front porch, going out to eat. She works. She is quite an active lady, and so having that fall detection watch has really given her a lot of security to be so active. Well, thank you for attending. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at the Wood County Board. Our email is remote supports@woodcountyd.org, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with any other fall prevention strategies and assistive technology that you think would be beneficial. Thank you so much.